Hello everyone. The topic that we are doing today is called replace as soon as with any of these three. No sooner than, hardly when and scarcely when. Any of these can be asked, or you can even be told to do the vice versa of this. Meaning you can be given scarcely when and told to use as soon as, or you can be given hardly when and told to use as soon as, or you can be given no sooner than and told to use as soon as. So using as soon as or using any of these is what the topic is. Alright. Now what we are going to do is, in this topic, we'll study all kinds of sentences, that is all kinds of questions that can be asked in this topic. So what we are doing, as we already know, we have three tenses: present, past and future. And we have four types of sentences: simple, perfect, continuous and perfect continuous. So what we are going to do is, in this topic, we'll convert as soon as into all possible types and all possible tenses. Okay? And then we'll go ahead for hardly when and scarcely when. So first what we are doing is, we are transforming as soon as into no sooner than. Now remember students, in this topic, a little extra practice from your end will be required. Why? Because this topic is cash marks. You just cannot go wrong in this. You will go wrong only if you make a silly error. There will not be a single student who does not understand this or does not know this. It is only a silly error that can cost you marks. So be a little extra careful when you are listening to the details. Now, as it's rightly said, the devil lies in the details. So always remember, in this topic, you need to know where which word has to be written. That's it. Okay, a very simple but important detail. Let's go for it. As soon as is being converted into no sooner than. So what we are doing, we are transferring as soon as into no sooner than. Let's begin with present and simple. So let's begin with simple present tense. Now in simple present tense, what we have to do, we have to remove as soon as and we have to use no sooner than. Let's begin. As soon as he eats, he sleeps. The answer to this is no sooner does he eat than he sleeps. No sooner does he eat. Now why have we written does? Because the question is in the simple present tense. Okay. So no sooner does he eat than he sleeps. Now, the pattern of answer is only different in these two: simple present and simple past. Only these two questions have a different pattern. Other than that, it is a very simple and a monotonous way of answering. Almost always you keep doing the same thing. You'll come to know about it as we approach it. Let's see the second one for now. As soon as he ate, he slept. No sooner did he eat. As soon as he ate, past tense. So, did he eat than he slept. So, just pay a little extra attention here. Why did we write does? Because it was simple present tense. Why did we write did? Because it was simple past tense. Just these two sentences, my friends. These two you'll need to just keep it in your mind. Now onwards, all these sentences follow the same method. As soon as he will eat, he will sleep. Over here, you'll change the position of the subject and the verb. He will become will he. He will become will he. He will become will he. Rest of the sentence is the same. He will become will he. Rest of the sentence will remain same. Let's see. No sooner he will become will he. Will he eat than he will sleep. No sooner will he eat, he will becomes will he. Okay. Similarly, he has will become has he. Let's see. No sooner has he eaten. Okay, this comma is replaced by than. Than he has slept. Okay, very easy. The same pattern continues in all. As soon as he had eaten, he had slept. He had will become had he. No sooner had he eaten than he had slept. Okay, the only change he had becomes had he. As soon as he will have eaten, he will have slept. He will becomes will he. No sooner will he have eaten than he will have slept. Okay, same thing. He will become will he. Remaining part of the sentence is the same. Once again, as soon as he is eating, he is sleeping. He is interchanged. No sooner is he eating than he is sleeping. Okay, same thing. What did we do? He is became is he. Rest of the sentence is the same. Similarly, he was will become was he. No sooner was he eating than he was sleeping. Okay, next. He will become will he. No sooner will he be eating than he will be sleeping. Okay, as you are seeing, the pattern is exactly the same. As soon as he has becomes has he. No sooner has he been eating than he has been sleeping. Now, if you see in all the sentences, the part of the sentence that is after the comma does not change. He sleeps remains he sleeps. He slept remained he slept. He will sleep, and so forth. Okay? The next one. He had will become had he. No sooner had he been eating than he had been sleeping. Future. He will become will he. No sooner will he have been eating than he will have been sleeping. Okay, a very simple topic. The only two different answers are in simple present tense and simple past tense. In simple present tense, we added the word does. Why? Because it is in the simple present tense. And similarly, we added the word did because it is in the simple past tense. Present word and past word. Rest, you just interchange he will become will he and so forth. Alright. So I hope you have understood as soon as to no sooner than. Now, we are doing as soon as to hardly when. And it is almost the same as no sooner than. See what happens in this. No sooner will be replaced by hardly, and than will be replaced by when. No sooner becomes hardly than becomes when. No sooner becomes hardly than becomes when. No sooner becomes hardly does he eat than becomes when. When he sleeps. So as you are seeing, it is exactly the same. No sooner has become hardly than has become when. Once more. No sooner becomes hardly. Hardly did he eat than becomes when. When he slept. No sooner becomes hardly. Hardly will he eat than becomes when. When he will sleep. No sooner becomes hardly. Hardly has he eaten than becomes when. When he has slept. No sooner becomes hardly. Hardly had he eaten than becomes when. When he had slept. No sooner becomes hardly. Than becomes when. No sooner becomes hardly. Than becomes when. No sooner becomes hardly. Than becomes when. Hardly. Than becomes when. Whew. So as you are seeing, the answer is very easy. The method is also very simple. It is just that we have to pay a little extra attention to this small detail. And again, a very common error that is made by students is hardly than. No. No sooner comes with than. Hardly comes with when. Scarcely comes with when. Okay. Now, another way of asking this is, in the exam, they may tell you begin with hardly. Now, whether or not you are told to add when, you will be adding it on your own. If you are told begin with no sooner, it is understood that you will be using the word than. Okay, so in this you may be told use no sooner dot dot than, or you may be told begin with no sooner. It has the same answer. Alright, so we are done with how to make use of no sooner than, how to make use of hardly when. Now we are studying how to use scarcely when. Now when we are doing this, pay attention, it is almost same as hardly when. The only difference is instead of hardly you are writing scarcely. Instead of hardly you are writing scarcely. Instead of hardly you are writing scarcely. Because when also remains the same, the sentence framing also doesn't change. It is the exact same. Hardly becomes scarcely. Now, the sentence framings are the same, the pattern is the same, the rules are the same. The only difference is hardly becomes scarcely. So as you can see, there is a lot written on the board today. As compared to other days, the board is almost full. The topic is extremely easy. As you just witnessed it, it is very easy. The only difference is no sooner has than and hardly and scarcely have when. Other than that, the sentence framing and the transformation is pretty much the same. Now, how do you get hold of this topic? First, you listen to the explanation. Be very cool and calm and peaceful. It may follow the same pattern. Do not forward the video. It is the same. There is no need to listen to it again and again, because it will make a difference if you listen to it again and again. Because you have to train your mind to think in this direction. He had should become had he. So the moment you see the sentence, you should be able to identify that this is that kind of sentence where I have to invert he had becomes had he. He is becomes is he, and so forth. Alright? And now this topic calls for a little extra practice on your part. So I may call it to be as homework. Take this one sentence. As soon as he runs, he falls. The sentence is as soon as he runs, he falls. And you will transform this sentence into no sooner than, hardly when, and scarcely when in all the types. So it is practically 9 into 4, 36 sentences is what you are practicing for this. Now the reason for making the video short is so that you spare the exact same amount of time or almost the same amount of time as every day, and practice more, because this topic is something that will give you cash marks, and practice is something that will assure that you are getting that 1 or 2 marks in the exam. Okay, so I hope you will be finishing this as the homework. As soon as he runs, he falls in all possible types. So that's it for today. I hope you understood everything that was taught today. Pause the video and you can copy everything that is there on the board. Perhaps on the next page, give the heading as homework, solve this. Okay, that was it for today. This is Ronak Shah signing off, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.